YouTube, Ant-Man Moto here, coming to you late in the evening, the day before a very special day for me. And I just wanted to come on here and introduce this video the right way. I am extremely excited about this video. I'm extremely excited about the events that are about to unfold before your very eyes. And just know that I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm about to. So let's go to bed, get some sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow in 3, 2, 1. We've been talking, we've been alluding to something, and what I'm alluding to is this. This is the surprise. Here it is, 2025 Aprilia Tuono Factory. It has, this is the first one in the continental United States. I can't even see how many miles it has on it. I don't care. They told me I could ride it real quick, but here's a quick walk around of it. And come on, come with me. This is what I was talking about right here. We're doing it right now. Right here, right now. We're gonna go to the entrance and back. To the entrance and back. I have permission. I am the second person. I would have been the first person had I got here at 9, damn it. The second person in the continental United States. We are the second people to ride this motorcycle in the continental United States. These are the first models shipped, and they came to Dan Trotty. He is the one responsible for this bike. He is the one who transports them, and he is here at Barber, and we are on this bike. I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to go to the entrance and back. I'm not even going to go out because, but I can tell you right now, I can feel how much smoother this is. I can feel it. But I can feel the acceleration on this. This is a much different bike than the previous generation. Much different. Quick shifter it works at low speeds, very smooth. The handling is, well, I mean, it just feels light. It feels light, and it feels very effortless to turn. We are at Barber Motorsports Park, and that is all I can bring you right now of this bike because it's about to go out. Demo rides are about to start, and I just don't want to get Dan in any kind of shit, but let's just, this is clear, let's do this real quick. Woo. Okay. Quick downshift. Wow, did you feel that? Did you feel that, folks? Oh my God. This bike feels like it doesn't need any tune or flash or anything like that. Oh, okay. What an exciting machine to ride. What an exciting bike. Wow. Oh my gosh. So much different than my 2019 as far as feel, the refinement of it, the smoothness of it, the sound of it. Stock sounds wonderful. I really enjoy the way it sounds stock. Oh, they've got this little thing here for the oil cooler, this little spring here. The engine casing looks similar. These bolts here are new. I've not seen those before. This motor does have 5 more horsepower than the previous model Tuono, so it makes 180 horsepower at the crank, and I'm sure with if you did put the Gabbro tune on it, that would go up by probably 5 or 6 horsepower, if not more, and you would release the full Kraken, although it really feels released already, what little I could feel. Okay, so there's a quick look at this beautiful machine. This is why I couldn't sleep last night, because I knew I was going to see this bike and get a chance to ride it and share it with my audience. And I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to try to bring you some more good footage from the bike later today, so bear with me. But isn't this awesome? Isn't this fucking awesome, man? Come on now. This is awesome. You can't say this is not awesome. Oh, and it doesn't have a belly pan. Wow, that's why I can see all that, because that's normally covered up, but they got rid of the belly pan. I think it should have a belly pan on it still, because now all that stuff down there is like exposed to the rocks and the gravel and the elements. I don't know. I think that should retain that little protective belly pan it had. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Be a racer with Aprilia. I want you to come with me as I walk over to this 2025 Aprilia Tuono Factory with a 1099cc engine. It's got so many electronic improvements, and it is so bloody fast. You can change your rider weight.
Yeah, so it has multiple different modes, but you can set it to where you can change the rider weight, so it's automatically going to change the preload.
Oh, no shit. That is genius.
And and then you can change the way that the dash is structured. So if you wanted your tachometer to look like a circle, if you wanted it to be a different type of circle, or just a straight bar,
yeah,
you can change either one. And also the riding mode adjustability is different this year. So you have still the 3 modes, but now you have engine management, engine braking changes, traction control, wheelie control, ABS, and for the first time ever, Aprilia slide control.
Oh, that's what ASC is.
And this is the suspension setups that you can change per mode which one that you want.
Jeez.
So
it is hard to, it's just hard to believe that this bike is, you know, and we say this every time when one of these super nakeds come out, but this bike is incredibly fast. Incredibly. All right, brother. That was Dan Trotty. He is the man in charge. I just wanted to thank Dan Trotty for allowing me the honor to ride this motorcycle. I rode it yesterday a bunch, but I was in pretty much shock and didn't know what to say. So I don't know how much of that footage is going to be any good. But I will just tell you, this is the fastest stock Tuono I have ever ridden. Now, I've ridden every Tuono that's come out since 2003. Every one. The first one was a wheelie monster. It didn't have any electronics. It didn't have any rider aids. It was back in 2003 when bikes were just analog. And I test rode that, and it was incredible. And then I demo rode the V2, or excuse me, the 1000R Tuono when it came out in 2000 and I think it was 5 or 6, 2006 maybe, and eventually ended up getting one of those because I loved it so much, because it made so much power, but it was usable, fun power. This V4, listen, they've all been pretty fast. They've all been pretty fast. But this V4 factory takes it to another level. I think it's largely because of the 1099cc motor, and I think it's because of the improvements and the changes they made to the electronics. There's a lot more options for you to set up and personalize this bike, both suspension wise and power wise. We went through some of the menu item, you know, the menus on this morning. Ryan did, the guy that's up front leading this group, and he works for Piaggio or Aprilia, well, Piaggio, and he was just blown away by some of the stuff. They actually have an option on here where you can change the weight, the suspension based on your weight, and it gives you a range. Do you weigh 140 to 160, 160 to 180, 180 to 200, 200 to 220, and you can set it for the range where your weight is, and the suspension will work optimally for you. And it's just so cool. It's so cool, and it's so easy. I didn't downshift again. Now see, what I would normally do is I would haul ass right here, but these cops are everywhere out here this year. So it's kind of hard to, and there's just not a lot of action going down there. Like that guy, hopefully he's not shooting radar. That could be a cop. I mean, just everything could be a cop out here, so. Looks pretty clear now. I don't know how fast we're going, because there's no speedometer on this time, and I think that's for the good. Because I don't want to get anyone in trouble as I'm riding this first of its kind motorcycle. Ah! Oh no! Oh man! Our timing. Oh no! Oh well. This lady turned up here in a Mercedes. She could have gone straight, but she turned. So we will be stuck behind her. I don't know if the wheelie control is on this. I have no idea. But anyway, so yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to ride this machine. I can't overstate it enough. It is the fastest Tuono I've ever ridden, hands down. This thing takes off. This thing takes off like it's just electric powered. Have you ever been in a Tesla Plaid before? And if you've never been in a Tesla Plaid, look up Tesla Plaid, you know, acceleration videos. That's what this bike feels like when you accelerate it. I mean, when you do that, it just feels like it's just got a booster turbo boost electric motor in it. I've got to be careful, man, because if this back end were to step out or do anything, man, I just got to be careful. This thing has got so much power. So anyway, my review of this bike, if that's what you want to call this, a review. I don't know if you want to call this a review, but if I were to call it a review, my review is the quick shifter is the smoothest Aprilia quick shifter. Somehow it's smoother and just completely seamless. The peg position and bar position, you feel like you're on a race bike, but not a full-on super sport. But you are definitely in an aggressive, I am about to murder this track, murder this road position. The vibration feels good. It's not excessive, but it feels good. The vibration that comes through these bars when you're accelerating, it gives you that rewarding, you know, I am here for you kind of vibes that a V-twin and a V4 give you. Oh yeah, we're all clear. The wind protection, obviously, it's pretty low, and that's not what you're buying this bike for. But I will tell you, the wind is very calm. Why are we going so fast? I'm paranoid, man. I got pulled over, almost got like ticketed for majorly yesterday, so I'm a little nervous. But the wind protection is, you know, look, you got wind protection up to about the middle of your belly button, you know, the middle of your stomach. This thing is not for wind protection. If you want to tuck behind a bubble like this, you're going to just have to basically have one of those aerodynamic helmets and just ram through the wind, because you're not going to be able to get out of it on this bike. If you put a bigger windscreen on, I think that would look goofy on this bike. I think that defeats that's not the point of having this bike. But I will say that the wind is so low. Okay. I will say the wind is so low that your helmet is very calm and there's no buffeting of any kind. What else? Foot pegs are in a very perfect position for cornering, ground clearance. You don't need rear sets with this. I noticed something about all Aprilias, or at least all Tuonos. The bars always look slightly crooked. Like they always look slightly not lined up. These bars are the same way on this brand new 2025. My Aprilia's like that. The one I had before it was like that. It's like there's something not quite perfectly straight about the bars, and I know it's not in my mind, because this one is doing the same thing. Doesn't it look like it's kind of turned to the right a little bit? Like it's, you know, like for it to be straight, it needs to be can't cock left just a little bit. But they're all like that. If you buy an Aprilia Tuono and the bars look a little bit crooked, it's not in your mind, and it's not only you. They come that way. Okay? That's a little you probably won't hear that anywhere else, because nobody really pays attention to or it's like got OCD like I do. Even though I don't have OCD, I just like my stuff to be like perfect. So anyway, the levers that come on these black levers, they match the bike really well. They give you a good feel of the controls. You can use 2 fingers, and if you drop the bike, it breaks off right there at that little notch. So, but the levers are very nice. I always like the Aprilia mirrors. They work really well. The seat feels like that very comfortable Aprilia seat that they've somehow figured out how to make a super naked seat be comfortable for all day, and that is still intact. The colorway on this bike is much different. It's got the Aprilia kind of across the top of the tank versus the side, and then on the side it's just got some kind of like design. Yeah, it has a 255 rear tire on it and a 120/70 on the front. Please, people, watch out for this gravel, please. So your tire sizes are typical Aprilia Tuono Factory. I noticed that on the standard Tuono they will give you a 190/55 in the rear. But why the factory needs a 200, I'm not sure, but that's what it calls for. I think though you could run a 190/55 on this bike if you wanted to, and it will work just fine. Hello, people. People fishing over there. It just floats through turns pretty effortlessly. This bike was built to just assassinate corners, and it does it very well. Very light on the controls. The controls feel very light. This bike is just, this is a very serious machine. It's a purpose-built, serious, you know, bike. And I would say to anyone looking to buy a Tuono Factory, I would just say be careful on this bike. It's like nothing I've ever ridden before from Aprilia. And it actually, for the first time riding a new Tuono, I don't feel like I need this, because I honestly feel like if I had this, it would just be a problem. I would just be in trouble on this bike. You know, I got the warning from the cop yesterday, and I was just messing around like that, you know. But this thing, it just wants to go, man. And we say that about all of the Tuonos. This one, it's like all the rest of them. It just wants to go, but even more than the last one you've ridden. Just think of the fastest Aprilia V4 factory you've ever ridden. Think of the fastest one you've ridden, and then think more. And then you have this bike stock. This thing is like dangerous. So, you know, to summarize, the new Tuono Factory looks amazing. The wing on the front is the business, and it probably really comes into play if you live in a place where you can ride this bike full out. That wing will probably help a lot in keeping that front wheel on the ground, because this thing has an amount of thrust I haven't felt in a V4 Tuono before. I've owned a 2019 Factory. It's tuned, it's piped, it's got, you know, airbox stuff, and it's like, it's ridiculous. But this feels faster than my piped, tuned 2019 Factory. This feels faster than its stock. It just does, no lie. I keep trying to summarize. I've been talking this whole circuit because it warrants it with this bike. Like, this bike is no joke, man. So that is my summary. I hope you enjoyed riding along. We didn't go nuts because, you know, there's pretty serious police presence around here, and I don't like it. But my hat's off to Aprilia Tuono to Aprilia for making a bike that is as fast as you need a bike to be. You do not need more power than this. They have pulled the cork on the power in the power department, and they are giving you a bike that they're telling you, we're giving you all the goodies with this bike. All the goodies. The power is undeniable. It is abundant. I will say, now that I've been riding it a little while, on the right, this is an addendum. Get it, girl. Get it! I love watching it. I mean, that's awesome. She's practicing body position, like, for sure. I'm noticing a little bit of, like, not numbness, but just tingling in my right hand. I think maybe this might give you some harmonic vibes that you don't really realize are happening. But after you've been riding a while, is this a dude? I think it's I thought it was a girl, but because of that hair, but maybe it's a dude. I mean, can you hear that? But yeah, it gives you some vibes that you don't really notice until you've been on the bike for 20 minutes. And then your right hand, you start to notice your right hand is like feeling a little numb, a little tingly. And it's right about here, right about 5,000 RPMs is where that vibration starts happening. So something else to keep in mind, it might be a little vibey at the controls. Whew, there they are. There's the pros. As fast as you've ever gone around this track, you can't go even close to what these guys are doing on track right now. All right, so that was my whole full spiel. I don't know how much of it was useful. I don't know if you even stayed with me, but we are literally the first people to ride this motorcycle, and the journos will get their hands on it, and let's see if their comments match with anything I said. A little bit of vibration, incredible power and acceleration. It has a very good seating, riding attack position for track and for turn, you know, just twisty roads and or the track. The wind protection is very minimal, but you're in very calm air. The host of electronics that they will lay out is quite impressive. And also, this bike, while it does have the turn signals that are mounted to the bike, if you do get the flash or the Aprilia racing map put on here, that will put the low speed. It doesn't like to go slow. Also, if you're in gear going slow, you're going to be slipping the clutch quite a bit. It does not like low speeds. But yeah, if you put the Aprilia racing map on this, it will make the turn signals to where you don't need to have them mounted on the bike, and you can take them off. So that's how that works. Yeah, that's how that works. So these, you will be able to remove these once you put a map on it or the race tune on it, and then your turn signals will be integrated into your LED lights there. And yeah, this is it. So you see how the Aprilia is on the top, and then on the side you have just this kind of design that is not really descript very much of what it is, but it matches on both sides. Yeah, so that's it. Same upside down swing arm that they put on there to give it more connection with the ground. And you know the rest. All right, and that was exciting. I was very happy to take you on that. I know we did it yesterday, but today my thoughts are a bit more clear. I'm a bit more familiar with the bike. All right, so that's all of it. That's everything I have to share with you right now about this bike. We'll take one more walk around. hope you enjoyed that ride, and we will see what we see the journalists say, but just remember everything I mentioned, because I think you're going to hear it again from all the media about this bike. Just know it is, for whatever you need power, if you're getting this bike because you want power and you want speed, you cannot go wrong with this machine, because it is the fastest Tuono I have ever ridden. This is Ant-Man Moto, and we'll see you on the next one.